Yeah, you know what it is. Ha! Another week, another Wednesday, so you know what that means. Another Scepterpan city. This week we're gonna do Prestidigitator. And it's one of those funky neighborhoods that's kind of a little pass through, you know what I mean? So we're going through the next parts of town, but first, of course, we gotta clean up some of these areas so we can actually get there. You know what I'm saying, bro. I love you.
Conversations revolving round in many tongues. The man with hollow eyes is laughing because he can hear us. We rose that morning with stories on lips. The sun was brightly shining. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. Sugar daddy's cafe and have a lovely little day. The sun was shining. Sugar daddy's cafe and have a lovely little day. Turned me round, helped me understand that respect and love. You turn me round, help me understand that respect and love, respect and love could be the key. Piece of the old man, Hans Cafe. We sit drinking tea, bang lassies, playing chess, guitar, for love all day. Pieces born Fanny, dime money. Respect and love, each to each, is the only way to live. We rose that morning with the stories on lips. The sun was brightly shining. It was a beautiful day. We went to Business Cafe and had a really great day. We went to Business Cafe and had a really lovely day. Help me understand that respect and love, respect and love could be the key. Too many strange things did we see while we were walking down through oppurtunities. Much could have gone wrong to us then. The backsheesh was on the table, the cell was looking grim. Just then I thought that we should tell them the truth, that it was Jesus' birthday. The marigolds around the door, like they never were before. The marigolds around the door, like they never were before.
Yeah, just putting down these interesting patterns of just having, commercial stores and residential homes. Kind of change it up a bit, get out of the regular areas. And of course, my great friends of Science is Sexy are back. Or the way that I used to say it, I guess. You gotta learn to enunciate, motherfucker. Whatever. So yeah, I guess I'll do some talking now. You still there? I know it's been a little bit. A little while. Yeah, man. I'm really happy about the way that this actually all turned out. We're getting into some warm regions, at least it feels warm, and the color palette is really helping here with a lot of the reds and the oranges and the dark greens. We really get this sense of warmth, especially in the Prestidigitator Pass and Page Stable. which is the little town below the Prestidigitator that leads up to Chapter Hill, if you remember all the way back from the introduction, I believe. I did mention it. Yeah, so essentially that's really playing into it the way that I structured this neighborhood by, for example, building this little park here. Everything's little, huh? This park that just I assume would be a marketplace. It's a far smaller town than of course Old Palms would be, or Jestercrest is especially a big medieval town, especially if you man, everything's a special. Stop critiquing yourself, it only makes it more obvious. So yes, well, in particular, if you would look at Jestercrest, which is even more of a really medieval city by and large, just because of the sheer size, and you really will be able to tell that by the time that I'm going to actually put up the districts, the little map that I always put at the end of the episodes. And here I'm just going through trying to look at what it's all like. Especially love the sunset in this area. It looks really nice. And the tower also kind of works like those old I want to say pendulum, but it's not a pendulum. Those time tellers, those sundials, exactly. I thought that would be pretty nifty. It's actually and it goes across the park and stuff. Pretty nice. But it's a very sunny area, as well as quite a shadowy area, because it's in the shadow side of the mountain. So there's quite a bit of an extreme, drop off in direct sunlight and direct sunlight. So it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty cool. Right now, just putting together the pieces for the later to be Kingsburg University, as well as the town of Kingsburg, which might have a different name. You'll see that in the next episode if I come up with something better, because I don't want everything to be called Kingsburg, that would be a little boring. So we might check, you'll find out. It doesn't really matter, right? Exactly. I'm just trying to get the entrance in here pretty swiftly and smoothly. It's actually more difficult than I thought it would be. I don't really like to work a lot with the highway systems because I'm not excellent at them. I really like laying interior road designs and stuff like this right here. I thought this was pretty nice. Again, it's going with the pattern that I used for way back on the third episode of I always want to say Valentina because I've said it so much throughout the series, but it's not Valentina, it's the Theodore Rhodes part. Again, I thought it would be really nice again to use this sun motif. Really cool. And on that little island, we're going to have a bishopric, which in the first episode I call it bishophoric because I'm dyslexic as But anyway, yes. I don't know, sometimes I notice I have a little bit of dyslexia. I used to pronounce, I don't know, like back in the day when, whenever I would see vehicle, I didn't know how it was actually pronounced. I didn't even know what I made it into. Riveting stories. Only on the Scepterpan channel, I swear to God. But yeah, so we're putting down the infrastructure. That bridge is going to lead up to the Imperial Court, which has got to be relatively compact. I'm really wondering how that's going to turn out, and we might have to extend the mountainside a little bit. Just it's very difficult to assume the scale of what the towns are actually going to look like in game. Also when you start putting down the roads, because everything starts to feel small after a while. But I actually think if you take a look from a distance, everything looks quite expansive already. I don't feel like I've done much. You might think this is rather obvious, but when I went back to, I'll have a couple of overshots in the cinematic parts of this episode, and if you just take a look at all the expansiveness of the areas that we have already built, it's, man, I was surprised. I mean, I get to see obviously way more than you get to see it in these videos, because these are just time lapses and don't really have overhead looking shots, besides the ones that I show of the respective area when I create the map for it and I show it. I mean, but I have two shots, I believe, short little snippets that give you a little bit of a sight of the entirety of the map that we have built up up till now, so that should be pretty interesting. And for now, we're doing the Princess Park, which is on the Alabaster Verge, which sounds a lot better than Prince Cliff, because I'm so done using the word Prince and very done using the word Cliff. So Alabaster Verge, I think it sounds pretty nice. And another piece of Arabic is going to be written here, and this one is Fairness. And I remember that I didn't do that for the last ones, but those were, from the way that I remember, I think it's Honesty and Justice. So that's pretty nice, you know, all tying into the aspects of the People's Court. Pretty sweet. And using blue, which is sort of a royal color, before, of course, in the 18th century was actually associated with female qualities, which is quite staggering nowadays. And it's actually not that much of an uncommon fact. Man, time flies. Anyway, I'm gonna let you enjoy the music again. So
silence that pervades,
have fun, girl.
Is perfect freedom. It's my words that get in the way. No, you stay. I can feel you in the traces you left behind in summertime. Changes in traveling through the kingdoms of existence and reality. Sacred tree, stand by me now, 'cause you're all that I want to see.
tout à l'heure, mes amis. This is the end. Yeah. This has been Prestidigitator. Here's the cinematic shots. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week, girl.
The things you used to say, no more grinding up your phrases for my bread. It used to be I'd hang on all your na-na-na-na-nas. It's not like that anymore. And so we fall, but all in all, I think we're better off this way. Sing to me, sweet at imperfections on your wall. I will not be, I cannot be, don't wanna be yours no more. You whisper tenderly in my ear, but I'm not angry, I'm not sad, just disappointed. Sing to me sweetly of the air and leave me one last song, one last song. Suddenly say goodbye, my love, let go and start again. To laugh or cry, I can't decide. I'll just forget it all instead. Sing to me sweetly of the air and leave me one last song, one last song. Suddenly say goodbye, my love, let go.
Oh yeah, my brother. That's been the video. And as we're closing on this beautiful night shot here, or day shot. Wow, I'm drunk. Let's go over to the map before we forget, because I promised you. Hope you enjoyed those shots before about the a little bit of the map overview that you saw. So yes, this is it. This is the Prestidigitator page table, the Rights Rock, which is very nice. Even though I wanted to call it the red tree rock, because because of the water line, it causes the trees to go red. But after a while, they just started going green. 4 towers, which we added, and of course, the huge district of Jester Crest Old Palms. And that's been it. Another video by me, your boy, Scepterpan. I'll see you next week, motherfucker.